Well, my name's Simon Doyley. I'm the General Manager of Victor. Victor is a company that was acquired last year by an Abu Dhabi company called Serenity Aviation Holding. We're mainly focused on providing very high-touch quality customer service using a very transparent platform. That's been our DNA since day one. There's a lot of opacity in the brokerage market traditionally, especially here in the Middle East, and people getting quotes on aircraft. You don't know who the operator is, you don't know how old the aircraft is, you don't have real photographs of that aircraft. And from Victor's perspective, that doesn't make sense in this day and age. You wouldn't stay in a hotel without knowing where it is or what the hotel was like. So why should that apply to private aviation when you're flying your family halfway around the globe on an aircraft and you don't know anything about its provenance? So for us, bringing that level of transparency is absolutely key, and having that now in the Middle Eastern market, along with our app that was launched earlier this show, we believe it's going to make a significant contribution to the aviation landscape in the UAE and the wider MENA region. Transparency has always been like a core part of our DNA, and when we started up, everybody in the market said, you can't do this, it's not going to work. If you tell somebody before they pay for the flight who the operator is, they're going to go straight to the operator. We didn't believe that. We think that really the mark of a good company is the customer service you provide, and if you're providing that right level of high-touch service in a clear way, you're talking to your customers, you're engaging them, you're educating them, that's the value that we bring. So we were never really terribly worried about all these naysayers saying don't do it. And the proof of the pudding is the bookings are flooding in now. We've seen a 166% increase since we opened in April. In terms of the other really unique selling points, I mean, our core focus has been the environment. And in 2022, we launched a pay here, use there model for acquiring sustainable aviation fuel. So we're not a broker in that respect. We connect the producer, Neste, the largest producer of sustainable aviation fuel in the world. We connect them directly with the consumer via our website or now via the application, so that the consumer is invited to pay to offset some of the fuel costs. So up to 80% they can get through the app. And for us, we've now done 546 bookings in the last 2 years, which is customers electing to pay the extra cost to take sustainable aviation fuel. And for us, it's really important. We fly world leaders, we fly decision makers, we fly heads of industry. And whilst government mandates are coming in place, we believe there's a very strong presence for the voluntary SAF adoption within the marketplace. And for us, it's about coming to shows like this, championing sustainable aviation fuel, and actually doing it. We're not talking about doing something, we're engaged, we're actively selling sustainable aviation fuel. So I think it's an important contribution. So challenges in the sector, I mean, obviously private aviation is constantly getting a bashing in the media, and I mean, it's less of a concern here in the Middle East, but clearly it's something that we're all thinking about. And for us, engagement with a sustainable aviation fuel and actively getting involved in that debate and not shying away from it, but engaging with it, I think that's very important. I mean, for the Middle East, to be honest, the region is booming right now. You're seeing a lot of multi-millionaires, billionaires, people relocating here. So I think the challenge for us is potentially a question of supply. Are there enough aircraft here? There's constantly new operators starting up. We're making sure that we're providing the right level of study on the quality of those operators, the aircraft, the people behind those AOCs. Countries like Saudi Arabia, which we're very active in, there's just not enough aircraft available there. So these are kind of the main challenges that we're facing at the moment. The nice thing with this show is it's relatively easy to come in and to get out. You don't have to queue for the parking. Next year we have the MEBAA Show, which is a fantastic air show, and it's always proven very successful. But from a business aviation perspective, being at that show is kind of a little bit of a distraction because it becomes quite difficult to access and to meet clients. So for me, it's all about this show. The MEBAA Show is fantastic. And then, yeah, we look forward to the next one in 2026.